everybody. Welcome back to the stream. I hope you all have had a wonderful weekend and that you are all having a good night. Thank you so much for the resub, Ender. I appreciate it. Welcome in. Uh-oh. Wait a second. I forgot to mute that. I have now muted that. Okay. Cool. How's the end of my week? It's going pretty well. I am very tired. That's okay though. That's okay. It's the right time to be tired, right?
Yeah.
How's it going, Ender? How's it going? But yeah, let me see here. Hello, Pocket Mochas. Hello, Suzu. Hello, While Running. Hello, Ender. How are you guys doing tonight? How was your weekend? How was everybody's weekends this weekend? If it's not obvious, I'm still sort of, look, thank you for the head nods. Obviously, you guys know I've been working on recovering from an illness and doing ASMR on my birthday. Hi, Pojo. It's not my birthday, but thank you. You got a haircut and clean the house. Nice. Sound much better than earlier this week. Yes, I am. I would say mostly recovered now, for sure. Still a little congested, and I still have a kind of a cough and some like sinus stuff going on. Also got a haircut. Wow, haircut weekend apparently for chat. I hope they were good. I hope they were enjoyable. I know when I think when I go get my haircut, the shampooing is always my favorite part. Cow time, yes. Hello, Spike Kirby. But yeah, no, I think my favorite part is always just like laying back. Oh my god. What? Spike Kirby, oh my gosh, thank you so much for the gifted subs. I don't know if the redeem sounds are not redeem, but oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Spike Kirby. I appreciate it so much. Congratulations. Wait. Oh, Valorant? Wait. Oh. Some extra gift subs got it added. Okay, cool. Nice. I was like, wait a second, Valorant. No, but congrats, Funny Fox Bunny, Folks. Folk got one. Sir Eclipse, Ash Sings, Nya Sensei, Film Mama Official, Lam VT, and JB's Cafe. Congratulations on those, Run Riot Day, right? Congratulations on those, gifted subscriptions, and enjoy your emotes. Free gifties week. Run Riot Dry. I guess I should probably actually push that, huh? That's kind of a thing. Oh, I do need to pop out my YouTube chat. I keep forgetting to do that. There it is. Now I can see it. Cool. I lost my train of thought. But in any case, I'm back with... Oh, also, before I get too far in, please let me know, you guys, if the music is too loud, if the audio balance is okay here. I want to make sure that I am loud enough but not too loud, and that the music is audible but also not too loud. So but I'm back here with the 3DO mic and ready to take any requests you guys might have. Otherwise, we just got kind of a nice little yapping stream. But yeah, so we had went out, had like a family gathering today. Went out to dinner, which was nice. The restaurant that we went to was very, very good. We got they had, it was basically a gastropub or whatever. So like we got a soft pretzel, which was like the size of a pizza. It was gigantic. But it had, you know, like queso and mustard dips, and those were good. And got a hot honey, it was advertised as a hot honey chicken sandwich, which was very tasty. That said, the hot honey was not particularly hot. So it's always interesting to me that like hot honey can like run a spectrum, I guess we'll say. Like, I feel like I've had a lot of hot honeys, quote unquote, that are like, you know, like the bees that were involved in making the honey were probably told about the existence of peppers at one point, but they never actually saw them. So like, that's the level of spicy we were talking about. All the way up to like actual mouth on fire, like hot honey, which the big jar that we got from the Ren Fair this year is more the latter of just like actually super spicy. This one was not that spicy. It was still tasty though. Fun Sucrose fact number 27, she loves a soft pretzel with cheese dip. True. Very true. Facts. You've been playing lots of Guitar Hero lately. You want to see if you can get better at it. Your fingers will probably hate you, though. Man, it's been a very long time since I've played Guitar Hero. I used to play those games, like, a lot. Like, so much. But it's been kind of a while since I've played any of them. Let me see here. I used to play it. Actually, we were just talking about, like, Susie and I were, like, talking about the fact that, like, we remember, like, that era of, like, there being just, like, a ton of plastic peripherals for gaming. Like, that Guitar Hero / Rock Band era, right? CRKD re-released some dope wireless control. Oh, that's awesome, though. I never had Rock Band. I knew a couple people who did. Played over at their place a couple times. But it was one of those things that I feel like everybody wanted the guitar. Everybody either wanted the guitar or they wanted vocals. You had a friend with the Rock Band drum controllers? Yeah, like, I feel like drums were like the one thing nobody ever wanted to do for Rock Band. Like, for whatever, well, I mean, I guess not for whatever reason. It's because, like, everybody was used to Guitar Hero, and so everybody wanted to do, like, specifically they wanted to do, like, I guess what, lead guitar? You're Such a Drums Guy. Honestly, like, I think I remember trying to do drums in that game, and, like, it's interesting because, like, you like both? You'd say Guitar Hero 3 and Rock Band 2 were probably the best rhythm games you've played. Stuff like Fortnite Festival, you always go drums. Taiko Drum Master was peak. I still have never played Taiko, believe it or not. Like, despite the fact that I'm, like, very much a rhythm game person, like, Taiko is one of those ones that I just never played. I would love to at some point. I think that would be great. But yeah, I've never actually played it. So satisfying. I believe it. It looks really fun. But what was I saying? Yeah, I don't know, like, maybe it was just my own personal experience with Rock Band, but like, everybody always fought over lead guitar. I think it was just because everybody was so used to Guitar Hero. Hello, King Coffee, how's it going? But yeah, I think it was just because everybody was so used to lead guitar, or used to Guitar Hero, that they were like, oh, we want to play guitar. You returned from Hot Pot, fantastic. Oh my gosh. Hot Pot sounds really good right now. I mean, not right now, I'm not actually hungry, but the concept of Hot Pot. Guess who forgot what day it was and forgot I streamed today? Aw, hello Urban, welcome in. By the way, I did watch the video. I did watch it. I was actually, like, genuinely surprised to see another, like, major, like, raid with, like, vehicle mechanics, I guess. Like, I was like, oh, wait, they're doing the dragon flying phase again, huh? Okay. I mean, I get that it's kind of like an intermediary, like, portion of it, but I was like, huh, okay. I hope, it looks like it's like a fairly fun one to do, though, so I hope you've been enjoying it. Anyways, but yeah, mostly my experience with that, I guess, realm of, I think Guitar Hero 3 might be the one I, played the most. That feels correct to me. That feels right. Was Guitar Hero 3 the one that was on the Wii? Because that was the one I actually owned. Where you just like plugged the Wiimote into the guitar. Guitar Hero 3 is peak. I think that's the one I'm thinking of. Or, I mean, I'm sure there was multiple ones for the Wii, but I guess the first one that showed up on the Wii, I think, was Guitar Hero 3. I remember putting, like, the girliest stickers possible all over that guitar, which is really funny because, like the game is so, like, punk aesthetic or whatever, right? And so it's just like, nah, I'm putting Hello Kitty all over this shit. So the PC version, wait, is there a PC version? Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that. PC version ain't the best. You're modding that at the moment. Hopefully you can find something to play in 4K. I guess I wouldn't be shocked if there was. That seems like the kind of thing that would have a pretty heavy modding scene. Seacrest in her pink unicorn guitar. I mean, it was white, but yeah, if I could have gotten a pink one, I probably would have. So. But yeah, it was a fun game. There was, like, I remember, Urban, I think you would know what I'm talking about here, because I think you were the one who is familiar with the AMV hells. But, like, there was a period around, like, Guitar Hero, I think, like, 2 and 3, where it was, like, suddenly the songs from, like, specifically the songs from those games were suddenly everywhere in AMV stuff, and then, like, AMV Hell, was it AMV Hell 4? Wait, was it? It was, like, it was the one after. There was one of them that it was just like, oh yeah, I can tell everybody played a buttload of Guitar Hero because suddenly all of the songs from it were just all over that particular MV hell, and I was just like, The same thing with, like, you can kind of track, like, what, which anime was, like, super, I guess, trendy at the time, because then it was just like, oh yeah, there's a bunch of Azumanga Daioh or a bunch of Death Note in this one, and it's just like, Guitar Hero 3 has a PC though it's PC version though it's kind of bad. Getting the deluxe version does help with the performance, etc. Interesting. Right now you're running 60 FPS 1080p. That sucks that the that particular port is that bad. Yeah, basically, yeah, no, for sure. Also, I did see that request trigger, Spike Kirby, so here you go. 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 Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Go. Oh, and of course, as usual, guys, we do have our fizzy water tonight. It has not been redeemed yet. Tonight's flavor is called, yep, there it is. Knew as soon as I mentioned it, it would get triggered. I would get requested. Tonight's flavor is called Werewolf Howls. The description is that it is a grape escape into the sparkling unknown, and it clarifies on the can that it contains no actual werewolves. Sounds furry? Well, let's find out. Well, it definitely smells grape. Okay, here we go. What if we had pour fizzy water do the opening sound of a can so we get 2 for 1? Well, the problem with that while running is that I have redeem sounds, I have alerts turned off during ASMR streams. I assume you mean the alert sound for it. I mean, I guess I could, I think, do that for the cozy streams. So this smells very much like, so it, thought so, but worth a mention. I mean, I'll definitely think about it. It's one of those things that you guys won't hear on most ASMR streams, so. Huh. This one is interesting. So, like, the smell of this one, it smells kind of like very artificial grape flavor. Like grape flavored medicine is the smell of this one. But the taste is pretty subtle, which is interesting because polar fizzy waters are usually not critically subtle in their flavors. So it's really strange because like I said, the smell of this is very artificial grape, but the taste of it, like there is a taste that hits me right immediately when I drink it. Okay, the aftertaste is definitely more artificial grape flavor, like kind of the like fake grape. But the initial taste is actually more like real grape flavor, which is bizarre. Like, how does this one rate out of 10? Good question. I would say this one is I would give this one a 7 out of 10. Maybe a 6. Yeah, I think a 6 is good. Because, like, it's not bad, right? It's like, if 5 is just average, right? It's like, not good, not bad, right? If 5 is average, then I would give this a 6. It's above average. It doesn't taste bad. I actually really like the initial taste here. It's like, sorry about that. Slight cough at that point. I had caught it. I think I caught it, and I caught the mute before it actually happened. But like the initial taste there is like actually kind of nice. Like it's like very light in sweetness, but like it tastes, like I said, like biting into just like a green grape, right? You know how it's like kind of tart, yeah. But grapey, I guess. Yeah. But then, like I said, the aftertaste, kind of that artificial, like, almost medicine-y grape flavor. Not medicine-y, but, you know, grape flavoring kind of comes in. Which also isn't bad on its own, but in a weird way, they kind of clash. Like, those two flavors don't really go together, which is weird because they both are grape, but they're both grape in different ways. If that makes any sense at all. I don't know if it does, but now I know what werewolves taste like, apparently. But, I mean, I will finish it, for sure. It's not bad, so that's why I'm saying 6, because, like, if it was, like, off-putting in a major way, that would be below 5. Like, I would say, like, just plain seltzer water without any flavoring would probably be a 5, right? Where it's like, it's drinkable. It doesn't really do anything aside just being fizzy water, right? But it's not off-putting. And then flavors that are, like, not good, that I'm not enjoying, that I probably don't want to finish, would be below that. And anything that's, like, you know, begrudgingly finished would be, like, a 4. And then, like, once you get down below that, it's like, okay, I'll take a couple sips, or, no, I want to get rid of this. I don't want to have this at all, kind of thing. I don't know if anything would ever, well, no, that's not true. I've had fizzy waters that have not been good, so, hello, Blazer. Welcome in. How's it going? But yeah, like I said, I've had fizzy waters that have not been very good in the past, and this is not one of them. This one is fine. This one's good, which is good because I have a bunch more of them in that case. So. You find it funny when restaurants sell premium water. Yeah, I've seen that, actually. Isn't there, like... Am I thinking of the right thing? That, like, there's, like, isn't there, like, one of the high-end restaurants at, like... I think it's in Epcot at Disney World with, like, an insanely high-priced bottle of water. Like... It's actually nuts. Like, it's sourced from a particular place or something like that, I guess. But, like, Aquapana, is that what it is? Is that it? Aquapana? Let me look that up. I'm curious now. Aquapana. Aquapana is an Italian brand of bottled water and one of the largest bottled water brands. Is that it? I don't know if that's it. Aquapana price. No, is this... Well, actually, wait. Wait, hang on. Why are some of these, like, $3 and others, like, 40? What is going on? Maybe it is this. I'm not sure. Huh. Let me see here. Expensive water, Disney World. There it is. I found it. No, it is not Aquapana. It's not. It's Svalbardi Polar Iceberg Water, which is $120 for a glass. It is at a restaurant called Victoria and Albert's, which I guess is not actually in the parks. I guess it's just on the property, maybe. Yeah, no, it's yeah. I remember there was something like it was just like an absolutely absurd cost, like price for water. Yeah, that was the one. Oh my gosh, thank you so much over there on YouTube for the subscription. I really appreciate it. Welcome in. I hope you're having a wonderful night over there. We got the milk. A zero raid. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Hello. How's it going, raiders over on YouTube? I'm still like so not used to like raids happening on YouTube. I know it's possible, but like hello. Hello, raiders. Oh my gosh. Welcome in. Hello, D-Man. Hello. Is it all for delights? Green by Veller. Green by Veller. We got the milk. Hello, everybody over there. How's it going? Hello, Isra. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope my day's going well. Thank you so much. How was your stream? I hope it went well. I'm so not used to the YouTube end of things having raids happen like that. Hello. Welcome in. Apologies, I don't have YouTube's chat represented on screen here, but I do have it pulled up separately so I can see what you guys are saying. Although you guys are showing up on the Dulay. You guys are showing up on the stream avatars though, so it is represented there. Dulay. Gotcha. Thank you. Sorry for the mispronunciation. Dulay, French for of milk. Oh, that makes sense. Welcome in, everybody. I guess I should introduce myself. Look at us down there, cute. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Welcome in. Oh my gosh. So hello, everybody who came in with Azura's raid. I guess if you're just finished ASMR and enjoyed my stream, thank you so much, guys. Wait, hang on. Is it possible for me to do shout-outs on the YouTube end of things? I don't know how to do that. Do you mind if I drop your channel into my Twitch chat just so that I can show that off over there, I guess? I'm so not used to this being a thing on YouTube. I'm still so new to the YouTube end of it. So, but yeah, let me see here. No problem, absolutely. Let me find that so I can get that into there, just because normally I would normally on the Twitch end of things do shout outs and stuff, but I'm not sure how to do stuff like that on YouTube's end yet. But let me go ahead here and drop this into chat on Twitch's end here. Guys, please go give Azura some love as thanks for that raid. I really do appreciate it. Oh my gosh, that's so wild. Okay, I guess I should actually introduce myself. Like, I'm so thrown off by the difference between the two platforms. But hello everybody who came in from Azura's raid. If you are not familiar with me, my name is Sucrose Yeti Shigeki, also known as Sucrose Collision. I'm a grizzly bear VTuber and a variety streamer. I mostly focus on retro style content. I do have a side focus in fighting games, mostly Granblue Rising. It takes time. On Sunday nights, I do ASMR content or cozy content sometimes. Sometimes it's gaming, but usually Sunday nights are always something cozy. Tonight we're doing more of just a traditional ASMR stream. I've got the 3DO mic plugged in, and a bear. Yes. We love cozy. Yeah. Let me see here. Here's what I'll say. Guys, over on, thank you guys. Oh my gosh. I really appreciate it. A cozy bunch? I believe it. So, wait, will this show in here? Let me see here. FGC VTuber? Yep, let me see if the trigger list will actually show here on the chat. It doesn't, but I can do this here and it'll show up on the chat there for you guys so you can see it. Do love a good battle too. Yeah, I mostly play Granblue Rising. Oh my gosh, thank you for the follow over here on Twitch. Is it Hawaii? Am I pronouncing that correctly? I hope I am. But guys, over on the YouTube end of things, if you guys want to request triggers, just let me know. I'm gonna say, let's not worry about channel points tonight. Just go ahead and put requests out there. I'll get to whatever I can. Same thing goes for Twitch end. We'll waive those channel point requirements since we're doubling up on the YouTube end here also. Thank you so much, all for funds, for the follow. Welcome in. Yeah, no, fighting game wise, I do mostly play Granblue. I play a little bit of Guilty Gear Strive, not quite as good at that one. I kind of dabble in a lot, so it's mostly Granblue is like the one I'm actually like all in on, I guess. So guys over there on YouTube who are also fighting game players, what do you guys play? I love to talk about this stuff, so I guess to like talk more about that. In Granblue Rising, my main is Versusia. I kind of have Jita. Jita was my original main. And then when Versusia came out, I was like, is that Scientist by Coldplay in the background? I believe it might be. Yeah, I think it is a cover, like a lo-fi cover. Yep, that is what it is. It is a lo-fi cover of Scientist. Been forever, but you want to get back into Street Fighter. More a retro player. Darkstalkers is your go-to. That's super cool, though. That's super cool. I love that. I like when I was younger, my parents would like whenever we went to the mall. There was like a still active mall near where my parents lived, and there was like this little tiny like arcade, like not kiosk, but like little tiny storefront that had like arcade machines in it, and they would just kind of leave me there while they went to go do shopping and stuff. And like, you know, little Babby Sucrose was like really getting into anime, really liked that aesthetic, and like then was like, oh my gosh, there's these cool anime characters fighting each other in this game, I want to play it. And so I played MVC2 a lot. It was all just button mashing at the time. Thank you so much, Bleeding Hydras, for the follow. So it was mostly just, button mashing on MVC2, which, as a little kid, that game also kind of like just fighting against the computer, that was kind of a thing that could kind of work. But then as I got older, like the first one I really got into was like the first button mash in MVC2 as well. Yeah, I think a lot of people did, honestly. Not really good at those kinds of games, whipped too many times. It's a hard genre. It's a very hard genre. The first one I really got into, like, trying to be good at was Skullgirls, which was also kind of like, just like, oh my gosh, this looks super cool. Like, the hand-drawn animation thing really pulled me into that. Button mashing is the best way to start out. Honestly, it kind of is. And also, like, Skullgirls was, like, very similar to MVC2 at the time, too. So it was like, oh yeah, cool. Same Skullgirls, still your #1 fighting game to this day. I did fall out of Skullgirls pretty fast, because, like, so my trajectory was, got into Skullgirls, then... Okay, I don't know that I've told this story proper before, actually, because I've talked about my FGC kind of trajectory before, but like, and I've talked about this in isolation before, but like, you guys probably, like, a lot of people know about a game called Them's Fighting Herds, that's out at this point now, but prior to it being Them's Fighting Herds, it was a My Little Pony fighting game, and I remember seeing that pop up, and I was very into Friendship is Magic at the time, and so, like, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing, I need to, yeah, MLP fighting is magic, yeah, exactly, and I was just like, oh my god, this is amazing. I really want to, you see gameplay all the time, It's like, I really want to play this. And then there was, I found a group that the devs who were making that game, who would go on to be the devs that were making Them's Fighting Herds, were running. And so I joined, like, it wasn't on Discord, I think it was on, was it on Skype? Oh my god, how long ago was this? I think it might have been Skype, because it wasn't Discord yet. Discord wasn't really a thing yet. Former brony, so you get it. But yeah, anyways, so like I joined that group, and so people were, and so it was just like, it was just a fighting game group basically, but it was like notable because the people who are working on that game were in that. So through that, I found, through that I started playing Street Fighter 4, I think? Skype, it's been a while. Yeah, right? Street Fighter 4 I started playing. Them's Fighting Herds lore is pretty fun as well, if I like fighting game lore stuff. You still remember the film fiction readings late at night? Oh my gosh. It's actually kind of sad, because like I didn't actually wind up getting into Them's Fighting Herds that much, which you'd think I would have, given that, like, that trajectory, I guess, but I didn't wind up really getting that into it. I think because I was already, like, well, we'll get there. So like, yeah, I started learning how to play Street Fighter 4, played Jury in that, and then from there I found, because some of the people in that group also played Melty Blood, like the old Melty Blood, which got me kind of into like the more anime fighters. Thank you for the hydrate and the posture check and the head pats. So from Melty Blood I wound up getting into Under Night, the first one, although I wasn't very good at that. I've played a little bit of Under Night 2, and I'm definitely not very good at that one at all. But the more, like, anime style fighter, like, was kind of my jam. So then Cross Tag Battle happened, and I was trying to get my my local friends who are also fighting game players, trying to get them into that, and one of them got really into it because it had the Ruby characters in it, and the other one hated it and refused to play it. And so we were like, absolutely, Callium, have a wonderful night. And so, like, I definitely BB Tag My Beloved. I had a ton of fun with that game. There is an alternate universe out there where that became, like, my main fighting game. Like, it was really, what it came down to is that, like, our friend group had one person in it who was just like, no, I'm not playing that game, because he's a grappler player and he hated how the grapplers played in it, and so he was just like, no, I don't like it. We were just starting to kind of break him down and get him into it, and then Dragon Ball FighterZ came out. And then when Dragon Ball FighterZ came out, he was like, no, we're playing this now. And I was like, okay, that's fine, I guess. This also plays kind of like a game I want to play, I guess. Even though I didn't really have a team I enjoyed in that game right off the bat. And then season 2 of that game happened, and Videl was one of the first characters out in season 2, and I was suddenly like, oh wait, here's a character I actually love. And then I started playing like nothing but Dragon Ball FighterZ for the longest time. And that lasted up through, late season 3. I guess technically season 4. I don't know how people differentiate that at this point. It was basically after the, like, yo, Dr. Smug, how's it going? You bought that game for Broly? It's interesting, like, I think a lot of people, I was not alone in being, like, the kind of person who had that game for, like, only one, character, basically, and being all in for that. Although Kefla came out in season 3, and so then I finally kind of had, like, started having teams that I was like, oh my gosh, I actually like all these characters. So, a Videl player. Yes, I was a Videl player. Like, I actually got relatively decent at the game. I think I made it up to... I never quite made it to God of Destruction rank. I think I was just shy of that. Was it Super Saiyan Blue Evolved was the rank right before that? I think that was where I stalled out at. Which, you know, is pretty decent. If you get into it, then it's success. Yeah, basically, yeah, for sure. Yeah, so, like, actually, like, some of the earlier, like, stuff on my channel, especially over on Twitch, I think there's still some DBFZ stuff on my YouTube channel from, like, way back in the day. But I did do a little bit of competing in that. I played, in Frosty Faustings a couple years ago. Blue ain't nothing to scoff at. No. I'm pretty proud of where I got to in that. I stuck in there until the patch right after, I guess, what's considered the fusion meta, where, like, everything started getting a little bit insane, and then I was kind of like, I think maybe I'm done. I think maybe I'm ready to tap out of this game. I think I'm burned out on it. Which, you know, was legit. I've been playing it for a long time at that point, and it was starting to become something I wasn't crazy about, and I think I wanted to get away from, like, a tag fighter. So then so I started playing that because I had been playing, because I skipped Street Fighter 5, and I so yeah, I skipped Street Fighter 5 but played Street Fighter 6 a little bit. I wanted to play Cammy because I really liked her redesign, like as far as like visually what she looked like. I thought she was super hot. And then wound up back on Jerry eventually. And around that time is when Granblue Rising came out, and it was super pretty, and I tried it out and I was like, oh wait, oh, you're gonna lie down for a bit? Yeah, absolutely. Have a good night, Ing. Sleep well. But what was I saying? When Granblue Rising came out, I was like, oh wait, okay, this is everything I liked about Street Fighter, and it was lacking some of the stuff I didn't like about it, and then also it was just like super gorgeous and absolutely my aesthetic, and had just lots of pretty anime characters, and I was just like, I want to play this, I want to play this, I want to play this one. And that's kind of been the story. I played Jita. Tag Fighters is the most fun with co-op teams. Yeah, I've heard people are having fun with 2XKO on that front specifically. I still haven't tried team play in that. I need to, because I wasn't crazy about solo play in that game, but maybe like the duo play is what I need to try in order to wind up enjoying that. I'm not sure, but yeah, I started out with Jita. I have a modded color palette for her in the game that has like bear ears on top of her. And I was playing her until Versusia came out, and then it was like, oh, okay, giant hot lady got added to the game. Oh, ha ha ha. I guess I need to play her because she's hot. And it was like kind of pseudo a joke. And then I played her, and it turned out she was like a ton of fun, and I really liked her. And so now I'm maining her also. So and I actually just got a mod, like another modded color palette for Versusia, using my colors. It's this, and it's actually up on Game Banana. Like the modder actually did like a super good job with it, and uploaded it for like publicly for people to download on Game Banana. So it is there if you search. I think actually if you just go to the recents, you should be able to see it, because it literally was just this last weekend. But like, I guess if you were to search like Sucrose in the mods on Game Banana for Granblue, you'd probably find it. Yeah, so at this point, I've got 7 characters at Master Rank in Granblue. I've got Versusia, Jita, Vera, Catalina. It's public now, yes. You remember starting out with Jita in Versus and ending with Sora's before Rising. Yeah, I remember you playing Sora's at some point. That being a thing. The FemCloud mod, yes, that is also, I mean, that's not a fighting game mod, but that mod is also public. It's not on Game Banana though. I need to put that up. That's a completely different thing. So, but that one, if you just search it on YouTube, you'll find it. But I think I also included the link to that in the Discord at some point. So, yeah, let me see. Versusia, Jita, Vera, Catalina, Cagliostro, Sandalphon, Beatrix. Is that all? Is that 7? Hang on. Versusia, Jita, Vera, Catalina, Cag, Sandalphon, Beatrix. Yes. So, I'm working on Zoe now. Although I started once I got that mod done for Susie, I wanted to play her a lot more again. So, anyways, it's really funny. It's really funny to me that I keep every time. It feels like every time I do these, just standard ASMR 3DO mic yapping and trigger streams, I always wind up talking for a solid hour about fighting games. That's all it winds up being, is just me doing soft-spoken yapping and rambling about fighting games. That's it. It happens every time. But let me see. Did I miss stuff on the... That's wrong with that. Love a good yap. Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. I just find it funny. When you were younger, you casually played the crap out of Super Smash Bros. Melee. Smash was not... Well, no. I did play a lot of Smash, casually. Very casually. You like fighting games, so you'll call out a win. I actually, this last week, last Thursday, I actually did a first to 50 with another fighting game content creator in Granblue, which was kind of wild. We went for almost 4 hours on that set, and I did win it. So but it was fun. I mean, to be fair about that, the person, so the creator in question was Nova Zane. He's a Dragon Ball Fighters YouTuber, and primarily known for doing guides and stuff for that game. And he had started playing Granblue, and hadn't been playing it for that long. And then he was like, "Hey, you play Granblue, let me challenge you to a set." And to be there, yes. Oh my gosh. So yeah. But if you're curious to see me play stuff on that front, I guess it's a long VOD. I mean, all my VODs are pretty long. I tend to stream for, ASMR streams are on the shorter end, but most of my normal streams are usually about 5 to 6 hours long. So it's a long video, but if you want something to poke through just to watch me play, that stream from Thursday was fun. I think it was a lot of fun. So, but yes. Watch her flex her skills. She's a very good player. Aw, thank you, Urban. I'm actually really proud of where I'm at in Granblue at this point. I'm not noted. I'm not winning majors at any time soon or anything like that. I got the closest I've gotten. Serena Pinguina had her VTuber tournament for Granblue about a month ago, I think, and I got 4th. Yes, I took 4th, so I made it into top 8 for that. That's the closest I've ever come to winning anything, but mostly I mostly bomb out of pools. But I've taken part in stuff at I've gone to Frosty Faustings and Combo Breaker before, and competed there. Never made it out of the pools though, so but I don't know. I think I'm doing pretty well. I'm pretty happy with where I've gotten to, especially because honestly, even a year ago, I would have said actually even less than a year ago, I would be like half a year ago, 6 months ago, I would have been like, I mean, I'm not really like, I'm okay, but I'm not really like that good. I'm not really like good. And to be clear, like the gap between like where I'm at and like the best players is still absolutely massive, but I think I can actually like pretty confidently say that I'm pretty good at the game. But yeah, I'll be doing more Granblue on Saturday next week. Well, this coming Saturday, I guess, on stream. So, going toe to toe with something just got out. Exactly. So, I'll be doing some ranked stuff. I think the new season, I think the season closes in a couple days, so I might use Saturday's ranked stream to kind of see like where I can get to in like, because the way that Granblue's master rank queue or like ranking queues work are like once you get to master rank, you're basically in a separate queue with all the other master rank players, and you gain like crystals / diamonds, people call them different things, but basically ranked points. And the top 10 of each character, specifically top 10 points for each character, is considered Grandmaster for the season. I don't think I'm Grandmaster material yet. It's not impossible, though. It's not impossible. I'm so far from Grandmaster, though, but I can definitely hold my own in the rank, which is cool. So that might be what I do on Saturday. But I also might do some like open lobby stuff at some point too for people who want to join, because I've done that before and it's a lot of fun. But yeah, that'll be next Saturday. And yes, before you ask, Dr. Smug, Crossworlds will still be next week. It's just gonna be on Thursday night, because I needed to stream earlier on Saturday, and I know the people who are waiting for Crossworlds. Open lobby ASMR, see Chris button mashes you to sleep. I mean, you joke, but like, we've done the leverless controller like triggers before. Sounds fun. I'm excited. I've been having so much fun with the game. Also, it'll be my first time showing off the mod, the Versusia mod on stream, and I'm very excited because it's so good. It's so good, you guys. Night Shifter did an amazing job on it. It's so pretty. Yeah, there's that. Anyways, I did miss a message here from Urban earlier. I was not ignoring it, I promise. Let me see. Story about my introduction to AMV Hell. I was introduced by my best friend while you were still in high school. You loved the music, and that was your first time hearing a lot of it. Only AMV Hell 3 was out at the time. He had you download Winamp onto your laptop and gave you a rip of all the music from 0 to 3. The playlist was all you listened to for the longest time. That's kind of cool. There was like, on that note of like AMV stuff, being like an actual like legit like playlist like fodder, I guess, for me. I don't know if anybody else is familiar with it, but it was, I'm sure somebody has to have been. It was, because it was like really good. It was like a big, I think it was a big multi AMV creator project. Oh gosh, what was it called? shoot. Now I'm like blanking so hard. Ambi Hell, that's super nostalgic. Yeah, no. So like, okay, it's like, so Urban, in my chat over here on the Twitch and in my community, like, let me know, like, what, last year that like they made, like, they were making a new AMV Hell, like, after all that time, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, what? And so, like, we watched that on stream when that came out, and it was a lot of fun. Like, it was actually, like, weirdly, like, nothing had really changed. It's all the same kind of humor, but, like, also it was still kind of, like, weirdly wholesome, too. Like, it was great. The memories, right? No, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was amazing. It was so much fun. They're actually working on another one, I think, at the end of, yeah, they did. They're, at the end of the most recent one, they announced they were doing another one again. So, presumably, sometime this year, I would imagine, that one will be coming out. I don't know how long they're going to be working on it, but, yeah, so when that happens, I'll be back with that again. So this is just like, yeah, all right, sure. It is actually insane. Like, as somebody who, like, definitely watched the ever-loving crap out of, like, the older AMV Hells, like, watching an AMV Hell style thing like that, with more recent series was nuts. Like, I think, oh gosh, there was, I can't remember exactly what, I just remember getting, not mad, like fake mad, right? But getting like fake mad at like one that, like at a Madoka one, because it was just like, no, that's so mean. I don't remember what it was, what the actual, I need to watch it again. It was so good. They did such a good job with it. It was just so fun. That stuff is so fun. Wait, okay, let me see if I can, this is gonna bug the crap out of me. Oh, there's no way I'm gonna find it like this, though. It was like, it was basically like a big, like, DJ mix thing. Maybe somebody will, like, recognize what I'm talking about. No, of course. But, like, the existing thing was like a DJ mega mix kind of thing, and then it was just like, I'm doing a terrible job of explaining what this was. Point being, I listened to, like, I just would play that video, like, on my phone, just for the sake of listening to the music. Man, it's gonna drive me crazy. AMVs feel like a lost art, too focused on TikTok. But yeah, I mean, like, it's wild, because, like, the thing is like, I feel like AMV United States of Pop, I don't think so. Oh my gosh. AMV Animix Project. That was it. It was Animix. The Animix Project. Oh my god. I'm so glad that that popped up. No, the Animix Project. I don't know if anybody else watched that one, but I watched that one so much just for the music, but also the actual, like, AMV project was really impressive too. Yeah, it's interesting because, like, I feel like a lot of people who got their, like, because, like, from what I understand, like, a lot of, like, the Team 4-star people, like, behind, like, DBZ Abridged, like, got their start in, AMV editing, right? As far as, like, their actual video editing. And, like, I feel like a lot of people who were doing stuff like that, like, a lot of people who were doing stuff like that, like, went on to do, like, bigger video editing projects online, like abridged stuff, or like, you know, original series, like original web series stuff. The thing is like, I like, gotta start something. Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like there are still definitely AMV artists out there, but I think it's like all the people who were all the people who were making them before just like never stopped making them. They just kept making them. So, and like, there's still some really good ones out there. Like, oh man, okay. There was, so, this also came up on stream because I was playing, oh gosh, Rift of the Necrodancer, not too long ago. Well, I guess it was a while ago now, a couple months. And it, looking up the custom songs on there, the, oh gosh, I would pronounce this incorrectly, because it is not in English, but, is it Hall of Mignu? It's the Hold Me Now Princess Tutu AMV, and somebody made a custom track of that song on Rift of the Necrodancer, but like, it was very, very clear that they were familiar with that song because of that AMV. And I was just like, oh my god, that was the first like really difficult, I don't know how difficult it actually was, but like, it felt difficult. It was the first like really challenging Necrodancer, like Rift of the Necrodancer track that I like perfected, because I was just like, I am doing nothing but playing this specific song because I am obsessed. Favorite anime opening? That's hard. There's a lot of really good anime openings. There's like a lot of really good ones. Like, it's very easy for me to kind of be like, yeah, rhythm games are great. It's very easy for me to just like name my favorite anime, but that's not necessarily my favorite opening, right? Because like, although my favorite anime, some of my favorite animes do have very good openings, but also there's some just like really, really good openings in other series that may not have actually been my favorite series, right? So like, let me see. So Odd Taxi has an amazing opening. Is it the first or the second season of Spy Family that has an amazing opening? There's also, this happens with a couple series where it's like they'll have one opening that's just like peak, and then the other openings are like, oh, well, this is okay, but like I liked the other one better, right? And I feel like both OPs are good. Yeah, it's been a minute. I need to look through those again. Oh my gosh. Okay, so like one of the ones in mind that I have, both for second. The second one might be the one I'm thinking of, where it was just like, oh, this one is great. the Ancient Magus Bride, the first opening for that is amazing. It is gorgeous. It's super, super beautiful. And then the second one is fine. It's like, it's good, it's fine, but it's like, oh god, another one that's like that is like Toradora. The first opening for that is actually amazing. Actually, utterly amazing. And then the second one is just like, oh, this is just kind of a normal anime opening now. Which is like, normal anime openings are good, but like, I don't know. Like, Put a Parade was just like so good. It was so good. I think it's like when they tend to do something that's like a little bit more like, I don't know, quirky sounds like the wrong way to put it, but like, yo Rex, thank you for the hydrate. Quirky sounds like the wrong word to use, but a little bit weirder, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less standard. Obviously there's like the classics, right? Like Tank for Cowboy Bebop is like a classic for a reason. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood doesn't really have a bad opening. Like, all of those openings are good. There are far too many. Yeah, exactly. It's hard to name like a favorite. A really good recent one to be Hero X. There's several that I just enjoy in large part because I like the series a lot, and therefore I also enjoy the opening itself too, right? Good night, bears. Good night, Spike Kirby. Sleep well. But like, so, like Citrus. I love the opening for Citrus. The opening for Other Side Picnic, I really, because like some of them are like the songs. Outlaw Stars also has a really good opening. Hellsing, yeah, like there's some classic ones that are just like kind of timeless. I think those are both really good. What else? I mean, I love the opening for Princess Tutu, but that has a lot to do with Princess Tutu being my favorite anime like ever. Obviously Madoka has an amazing opening. Like, they're so good. There's so many good ones. Yeah, exactly. So many and so hard to choose. Yeah, no, for sure. Oh my gosh. Okay. What's interesting is like, I feel like there's also some like really good ending themes out there that like I feel like ending themes aren't talked about as much. Fatima, Steins Gate, Tonight, Bleach, Period. I love Period. That sentence out of context is a thing. Anyways, Jinja Spectra, Robotics Notes, okay. Burn, Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V, Kusensetsu Go, DBZ Kai. Interesting. But like thinking of like, so like I really like both the opening and ending theme to Sleepy Princess and the Demon Castle, because it's both of them are super cute, and like the opening is really silly and pretty fun, and very, oh my gosh, wait, okay, talking about openings, Death Parade has an absolutely amazing opening that vibes-wise is so not what the series is like, but it's so good. I feel like I don't think a lot of people saw Death Parade, but Death Parade's also just an amazing series. But I think probably a lot of people saw clips from the opening, because it was just like a bunch of people dancing in a bar, basically. Like, it's one of those things that I think if you saw like particular like pieces of that opening, you'd be like, oh, hey, I've seen like a gif of that or something. So like, Flyers by Bradio. Yes, it's so good. It's such a great song. And like, man, Death Parade is like one of my favorite series from the past, oh gosh, I want to say decade, but I'm actually not sure how long ago that series actually happened, now that I think about it. It might be older than a decade by now, which is a really weird thought. Death Parade made you sad, you got tricked by the opening. A lot of people did. A lot of people did. But the series is so good. Now, what I will say is Death Parade is not a light watch. It is a very, very heavy watch. And like, that is one of those series where I am absolutely bawling my eyes out by the end. And like, there's a couple episodes of that are just particularly hard to get through. I don't know how many people have seen it, but like, I guess to give context, like the concept or like the gist of the series is like, it's pairs of people showing up at a bar, and they get informed that they've both died, and no, well, actually, wait, do they? Yeah, no, basically they get informed that they are basically playing games against each other in this bar. They're basically in purgatory, and they depending on how they do in the game depends on whether they'll like effectively go to heaven or hell. It's more complicated than that, but like, basically, and that's kind of like the basic gist of it, but like, there's way more to it than that. But like, that's the, like, it's hard to talk about without like getting into like story details, I guess. But like, the general like that's the general vibe. So you have people kind of showing in the course of playing games against each other. It's basically like, I guess if you've ever seen like what Yu-Gi-Oh! Originally was, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 or whatever, where it's like games for your soul kind of thing. It's basically kind of like that, but like way more serious and way more adult. Like, it gets pretty heavy. Like, it gets extremely heavy. So it's like, there really aren't any episodes in Death Parade that are actually upbeat or happy, and the opening is just like the most upbeat, chipper, happy like song you can think of, and it's just like, it is so off type for what this actual series is, but it's so good. But yeah, it's a big heavy train. It sure is. Oh my god, but it's so good. It's so good. Like, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was talking about ending themes. So like, I don't know, like, one of my favorite ending themes, there's a couple, like, yo, Jalen, how's it going? One of my favorite ending themes, like, ever, I think, is still, like, Romantico Guerrero from Dragon Ball, like the original Dragon Ball. Like, because I think it's just, it makes me feel very happy, and I don't know why. Like, something about the sound of it is just very, very, like, I think it's one of those things. It's like, I don't know, in the same way that I get weird, nostalgic, like, happy vibes off of, like, city pop or future funk, like, stuff. I think it gives me the same kind of vibes as that, I guess. It's a very good one, yeah. There's some, exactly, yeah. There's, I don't remember the actual name of the song, but there is one, because, like, it's really funny, because, like, if you watch Sailor Moon, like the original Sailor Moon in Japanese, like, the opening theme does not change until you get to Sailor Stars at the very end, but the ending themes keep changing. And, like, Sailor Moon Super S had, like, I want to say, like, 4 different ending themes. I think the second one is the one that I really, really like. Yo, how's it going, Jalen? How you doing tonight? Let me see here. I can find the name of it. Sailor Moon Super S ending theme. Never give up. Rashiku Ishimasho is the name of it. And it's the one where it's Chibiusa, like, I mean, I think several of them were very Chibiusa heavy, because Super S is very Chibiusa heavy in general, but it's just her hanging out with each of the Sailor Senshi, like, just, like, in spare time, like, going and shopping and, like, hanging out and doing things and stuff, and it's really super cute. Like, the background is, like, extremely, like, late 80s, early 90s, and it's also just another one of those ones. It's just very, very, like, very upbeat and peppy and happy, and I like it. Let me see here. Let me see. Oh gosh, what else? Oh yeah, I was talking about the fact that, like, Sleepy Princess has, like, a really, really pretty ending theme. I actually use it for... Gotta head out for the night? Enjoy the rest of the stream? Absolutely! Thank you for stopping by, Hydrus, and I hope you have a wonderful night. And it's nice to meet you. The favorite OP is, like, I still have not seen Frieren. I really need to. I need to catch up on so many series. Although I did start watching, I don't remember what the shorthand for it is, but There's No Freaking Way I'll Be Your Lover Unless. Suzu and I started watching that a couple weeks ago, and it's so good. It's so good. It's so my jam. I knew it would be, because I read the light novel, but yes, thank you, Irvin. No, it's so good. It's so funny. I love it. But also, like, again, I read the light novel, so I knew it was going to, but I'm just glad that it's a good adaptation. Just started on Frieren, love the world building. I've heard so many good things about it. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. We still just finished watching Hashira Training Arc. I need to catch up. Well, I need to catch up on the anime for Demon Slayer, I think. So I watched all the way up through, what was it? Thank you for the posture check and the hydrate. Haven't even watched the last season of Demon Slayer, been gaming. I watched up through, oh gosh, what is it? The Mugen Train, because we watched that in theaters. And then from there, I was like, I don't want to wait for the next season. So I just read the manga. I read all of the manga. Train is very good. Spider Arc is still, but Spider Arc is really good. So behind on, yeah, no, I agree. All for delay. I'm the same exact way. I need more time. I need more time to do so many things, but anime is one of them. Let me see. Huh? Oh, gotcha. Sorry, I got stuck catching up on chat. Saw Infinity Castle in theaters. It was fun. Yeah, I agree. It was a lot of fun. It was very, very well animated. But that's always been true of Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is a very pretty series, if nothing else. The pacing's a little bit weird in the movie, but it was kind of going to be no matter what, just because that is an extremely long arc. So them splitting it up into 3 movies makes sense that it was gonna. It's one of those things where it's just the Lancelot ranked grind continues and you're ready to cry yourself to sleep. Oh no, is it still? Are you still struggling, Jalen? I think probably if I was gonna guess, I would say that the Granblue ranked queues are probably gonna get a little bit easier. Maybe. Maybe not, but maybe in a couple days when the here, hang on, is Granblue Rising ranked season ending. I don't know why I thought that would, I don't know why I thought searching that would tell me anything, but alright. But I'm pretty sure the current ranked season is ending in a couple days. Is Demon Slayer overhyped? Hell yes it is. It's also one of the best looking anime ever made. Yes. No, I agree with that. It's, it is a solidly good battle shonen. I think it does some things pretty well that battle shonen series tend to fumble pretty hard. So on that front, I think it is in the upper half of battle shonen series, but also, is it the most amazing thing ever made? No, it's not, but it is really gorgeous looking, really gorgeous. So I agree, just based on animation spectacle alone, yeah, 100% worth. It's very pretty. Thoughts on My Hero Academia? I've never been able to get into it. It's never been my thing. But also, I'm not the biggest fan of, I'm not honestly the biggest fan of I guess costumed superheroes in general, if that makes sense. It's just not a formula that I'm that into, so the premise of it is not a thing that really grabs me in the first place. So, and I've been upfront by saying that battle shonen as a formula and as a subgenre, I guess, is not really a thing that I'm super into unless there's something about it that really speaks to me. And I wouldn't necessarily say that anything in Demon Slayer like super speaks to me, but the animation in it did catch my attention. And then watching the first bits of it, I was like, oh, okay, this is more like adventure driven and less a lot of shonen series will kind of, I don't want to say spin its wheels, but like kind of get stuck in a setting. And MHA didn't necessarily give me any indication that it wasn't going to do that. I could be wrong about that, but it also has goated OPs, certain magical index. Not the biggest fan of Costume Heroes of the Sailor Moon fan. This is a joke. It's very... Magical girls are different. Magical girls are different. You know what I mean. Like, Superman. I love Railgun's openings. Railgun has some good openings, it's true. I never actually got around to watching Accelerator. I should actually do that at some point. But again, time and lack thereof. I think anime priorities, I guess, for myself right now are gonna be No Freaking Way I'll Be Your Lover. And I really want to start on, what is it, Hotel Apocalypse? I think that's what it was called. That's like a season or two ago, but it looked really good, and I really wanted to watch it. So, some of the comedic relief in Demon Slayer is off-putting. Spy Family comic relief is straight up weird. I mean, comedy is subjective. Like, what's funny to some people? Apocalypse Hotel. Like, what's funny to some people is not necessarily going to be funny to other people. If I remember correctly, Demon Slayer's comedy is pretty slapsticky. Like, it does it sort of does the, I guess, FMA thing where it's like you have very serious, very like, I guess, straightforward, like, dramatic stuff happening, and then a character's gonna do something wacky, and I think that's difficult to juggle. I don't think Demon Slayer does it badly, but that's just also my opinion, so, like, other people might find that off-putting and think it's kind of not handled very well. I won't say it does an amazing job at it. I think, like, FMA, kind of part of why it's so beloved is that it does do a fairly decent job of kind of juggling tone, of, like, not having, like, knowing when to, like, lean on the comedic traits and moments of characters in a way that gives, like, a way to really break that tension, without feeling like the series just shot itself, like, just shot its momentum in the foot, right? Whether or not Demon Slayer does that is probably up to the individual. I don't think Demon Slayer is as good at it as FMA, but I think it does similar things with maybe not quite the same level of depthness. On the bright side, you're no longer dropping combos as much as you were yesterday. The downside, the S++ queues are very, very empty. Yes, they are. Which is why I was saying, I think when the new season starts, it might get a little better. Because I think people might come back. It's not quite the same as when, like, a new patch hits. But I do think it does tend to draw people back when a new season starts, because like, well, that's the haven't been in the server hangout room in a while. What about chipping away at my I2 watch list with yes. So okay, a couple things on that. I am absolutely not opposed to that. The catch to that is some stuff is stuff specifically that I'm watching with Suzu. So those are reserved for the two of us. However, the other catch is, do I have time? And unfortunately, that's why I haven't been in the server hangout room in a while. It's just from a lack of time. But I do want to make more use of it. I do want to use it more consistently. And so there is a chance that I might make some time to do some, let me think on that. And I'll see if there's maybe, probably not on a weekly basis, but maybe a bi-weekly basis. I might be able to carve out, like, there's a particular day during the week that I tend to have time available. Excuse me. So let me think on that. But doing some like little mini watch parties where we chip away at a particular anime might be good. Because I do want that channel to get used more. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I do think that watch parties. Yeah, well, the thing is I can't dedicate a ton of time to that. And so it'd be like, okay guys, I'm hopping into here to watch an episode, maybe two of like a thing right now, kind of thing. So I can't do like multi-hour, like I can't make it like a stream length kind of thing is the thing. So, but that doesn't mean we can't do it. So, do I think it's time for a new Granblue? No, not even close. Not even close. They're still releasing characters for Rising. We've got Meg coming next month. And then Ilsa is coming the month after, which I think is the end of that season at that point. I think there's not any other characters, right? Did I miss a character? I think it's just those two. Granblue Rising Season 2 characters. Yes. Meg comes out next month, and then Ilsa comes out beginning of next year. So we have at least until until like I would say halfway through 2026 before they would even think about doing another Granblue game, if they're even thinking about doing that, for one. And for two, that's also assuming there's not going to be a season 3. We're only on season 2 of characters, and like games definitely tend to have more than that. Does that mean that there will definitely be a season 3? I don't know. Maybe there will, maybe there won't. But I will say that Cygames has definitely shown that they are willing to invest in their games. So it would not surprise me at all if they go for a season 3. Yeah, I don't think Rising's gonna be done anytime soon. I don't think we're even remotely close to that. I think we are. You'd like to take this time to tell me, good job. I've been bouncing between like 3 different topics. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm doing my best, guys. I'm doing my best. But it's funny, I have like all these like little things here for ASMR triggers. And mostly just wind up yapping. But that's fine. I enjoy it. And I'm glad you guys enjoy it too. So what was I saying? But yeah. 5-frame Belial. Oh no. Good luck, Jalen. Oh no. Yeah, that sounds miserable. Yeah. Right, so we were talking about the fact that you're struggling through the S++ queues. I hope, at least, because I still need to get Zoe to Masters, I hope that the S++, the queues in general, I hope that the queues in general get better when the new season starts. They will definitely get better when Meg drops. We just don't know when that's going to happen. I guess Kyo in the Discord pointed out the fact that, like, hey, like, they kind of stealth dropped Willness on us, like, all at once. Where is Zoe? I think I currently have her at S++3. Maybe 2? Maybe S++2? I'm not 100% sure, but I think she's at S++3. Part of you is wanting to wait, the other part is just wants to keep trying. I mean, as long as you're having fun, that's the main thing. Like, that's one of the things that, like, it's hard, right? It's really, really hard. Because, like, mental state in fighting game stuff is really tricky to keep a balance on. But, like, if you are able to, kind of hold on to the stuff that you're just finding fun about playing. Give me 1 second, I'm so sorry. Sorry about that. If you're having fun with, like, just the act of playing, like, regardless of whether or not you are making progress, then, like, there's no reason to wait. You can just play. Like, I'm kind of... That's hard to maintain, because, like, it's really, really easy to get caught up in like, the sense of, like, oh no, I have to progress. I have to rank up. I have to make this grind. I have to get to Masters. But, like... I do get caught up in that too, all the time. It's really tough, especially with how far fighting games have been involved in general. Yeah. But, like, realistically speaking, like I said, like, Granblue Rising is not going anywhere anytime soon, right? Like, is it kind of more of a niche game? Yeah. It does not have, like, the massive player base of, like, Street Fighter or even, like, Guilty Gear. But that's been true its entire lifespan, so, like, I don't see it, like, dying anytime soon. As long as they're still making content for it, people are still gonna be playing it. If you don't get... So it's like one of those things, it's like, okay, what would the ideal be? The ideal would be, I get this character, you know, for you it's Lancelot, for me it's Zoe, and then maybe Vakala, maybe Belial, maybe whoever. Like, if I get them 2 Masters tonight, that would be great. That's ideal, right? A good game is still a good game. Absolutely. But yeah, like, if I get them to Masters tonight, that would be ideal. I'd be done. I'd be done with that grind. I would have made that happen. But then it's like, okay, if it doesn't happen tonight, if, like, you know, you win a couple and you rank up, and then you lose a couple and you rank back down, you didn't really make any progress. Like, okay. I mean, it doesn't feel great, necessarily, if your only goal for playing is that progress. It doesn't feel good. But if you're playing for the sake of playing, and you're playing because you want to play and it's fun, then you are, you know, you were having some matches. Were some of those matches enjoyable? If they were, then great. You have succeeded in having fun with it. And then it's like, okay, you have the next time to try again. If I don't get... I was having this conversation with somebody, so like I'm in the Versusia Discord, like the character Discord. I actually help mod it over there. There's a particular person in there who has been very driven, let's say, to get to 500 crystals in Master Rank with Versusia by the end of the season, which is in a couple days. And they probably aren't going to make it because it's just, you know, takes time and it's hard. It's not an easy thing to do. And so like they're probably not going to do it, and they were really beating themselves up over it. And it's just like, okay, look, I mean, I do understand, right? It's not, doesn't feel good to be like, okay, I'm not gonna make it. But like, it's also one of those things, it's like, realistically, what happens if you make it? I mean, you can say that you made it. There's that self-validation there. That feels good. But realistically, what happens? Nothing, right? 500 does not get you GM. 500 does not get you anything, right? There's no title for it. There's no marker saying that you did it, because it'll just get wiped in the next season. And that's not to downplay the, you know, goal of getting to that point, but like, if you do get it, that best case scenario where you get it, right? Okay. That's great, and it feels good. If you don't get it, what happens? Like, realistically, what happens? Nothing happens. Nothing bad happens, right? It just means that you're not there yet, and you're going to keep trying. And you, to some degree, it's like you can get to keep trying. It's one of those things when it comes to your mental... Oh, I'm sorry, Jalen. I don't know if any of what I'm saying is helpful. I hope it is. A good game is still a good game. You win some, you lose some, and you enjoy it. Exactly. No, that's kind of my point. It's like, so like, here's the thing. Zoe, right? I have definitely had a struggle trying to get Zoe to Masters. Also, I got her very, very close, and then went on a losing streak, and it was just like, oh, that feels awful. But also, like, realistically, let's say I get her to Master Rank tomorrow. Let's say it just happens. I go on and I play, and I'm like, I'm going to play some Zoe, and I'm going to get her to Masters, and I do it. I'm probably not playing her in Ranked. She's not my main. I'm not really invested in working on her outside of getting her to Masters to prove that I could do it. So it's like, okay, I do find Zoe kind of fun. So like, she's not the kind of character that I'm like, man, I don't want to be playing her anymore. So like, the fact that I haven't gotten to Masters yet means that I can still keep playing her in the S++ queue. And that's not the worst thing in the world. I enjoy playing her, so that's not really a bad thing. It just means that, like, I haven't done the thing yet. Does that mean I'm not good and that I can't do it? Probably not. I think it's inevitable that I'll get her to Masters. I think it's inevitable that you will get Lancelot to Masters. I think we are both fundamentally good enough players that will happen at some point. It might be a question of whether it happens today or tomorrow or next week or next month or 2 months from now, but it will happen. So, like, hello, Ketchup. Welcome in. Welcome in, Ketchup. How was your ASMR stream? Thank you, Raiders. How are you guys doing? But yeah, you broke past S++5. That is the first step, Jalen. You are on your way. But that's my thing. That's what I'm saying. Is like, the Ketchup raid. Let's go. Hello, Ketchup. How was your stream? What were you doing tonight? 1, Blonde Versusia mod. 2, you didn't know you couldn't lose Masters. No, you can't lose Masters. As soon as you get Masters, you have it forever. That's like actually kind of a super nice thing about it. You cannot lose it. Blonde Versusia mod. Yes, have you not seen the link? Here, you know what? Let me drop the link in here. Why not? I'll just do it. So, for my fellow Granblue players, my fellow Granbluers, my fellow Skyfarers, if you happen to play Granblue and you happen to want a mod in which Versusia looks kind of like me, it's right there. Stream was good. Built a little Animal Crossing Lego set. Stargazing with Celeste does not feel like a $10 set after building it. Really? Nice. Then you rambled about anime. Whoa, what a coincidence. We're doing that too. Well, actually right now we're rambling about Granblue, but we've also been rambling about anime. But that's awesome. I hope the Lego set was nice. I hope it was fun putting it together. Yeah, let me do my little introduction here. For the raiders that came in. Hello everybody who came in with Ketchup's raid. If you are not familiar with me, my name is Sucrose Yurishigaki, also known as Sucrose Collision. I'm a grizzly bear VTuber and a variety streamer, and I'm mostly focused on retro style content when I'm not doing ASMR. I also have a side focus in fighting game, mostly Granblue Rising, which is what I said, fighting games, mostly Granblue Rising, which is what we've been yapping about on stream right now. On Sunday nights, I do cozier content, sometimes ASMR streams like what we're doing tonight, and sometimes cozy gaming along the lines of like, you know, Minecraft, Animal Crossing, what else have we done? Trading card simulator, trading card shop simulator, stuff like that. Cozier stuff that is still, you know, vaguely ASMR-ish in a scope, but more gaming oriented. Catch up if you and your raiders need to raid and run. I completely understand. Please take care of yourselves post-stream. Card sleeving, yeah, I've done card sleeving also. That's usually on the full ASMR streams. Full ASMR streams. I would really like to do, I know people have requested model building. I really want to get one of those, I guess they're like kind of paper craft dioramas. I have a couple of them on my throne, but I do want to pick one up eventually to do for an ASMR stream on camera at some point. I think that would be a lot of fun. A good boy for Ketchup if he wants one. Absolutely, you can. Ketchup, would you like a good boy redeem? Also, you can request whatever you like for your own, absolutely, Ketchup. Ketchup. Hello, Ketchup. You're such a very good boy, Ketchup. You've done a wonderful job entertaining your viewers, giving them something very, very cozy and very wholesome and very relaxing to watch and listen to. You are such a good boy. Such a very, very good boy. I always find your content very relaxing, very tingle-inducing. You do such a good job, and I think you deserve a lot of credit for the work you do on your streams. Thank you so much for the raid, Ketchup. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being who you are. You are enough. You are wonderful. You are valid, and you are a very, very, very good boy, Ketchup. Such a good boy. Good boy, Ketchup. Good boy. There you go. See, I can do the hilarious smart thing too. I don't just yap about fighting games. But speaking of though, I broke him. But yeah, Jalen, hang in there. I guess is my point. I'm glad you broke past the S++5 barrier. Just factory reset his brain. Probably did, yeah. Of course, Ketchup, of course. Oh yeah, of course, but if you need to raid and run, same thing goes for your raiders. I completely understand. Please take care of yourselves post-stream. But if you want to hang out and have some more ASMR times for another hour or so, you're more than welcome to be here, and I'm super happy to have you. Thank you again so very much for the raid, Ketchup. You fought the same man 3 times in a row. That is usually the point. Oh, now you're fighting Vera. Really precious. Aw, thank you. I appreciate it. Usually, like, getting somebody like 3 times in a row like that, like, it's tricky because I have to remember after I do it that I have to like go back and unblock them, because like I'm not blocking them because I don't want to fight them ever, right? But it's like there is, I think, some validity in being like, okay, I've gotten you 3 times in a row. We have fought a lot, and now it's time for me to fight somebody different. There's a block feature. I'm going to use it, not because you're bad, not because you are... Can we have a sneak peek at the schedule? Sure. Normally I do that at the end. Are you saying you need to get going? I can give you a sneak peek at the schedule. It's okay. Give me 1 second. Let me find it here. There you go. Next week's schedule. I actually have an... Oh, okay. Well, I'll show it again before we actually close out, but I'll just go over it super quick, super quick. I have an appointment on Tuesday night, so we're postponing Tuesday night's stream, and instead I'll be doing Silk Song on Wednesday. Thursday, I'll be doing Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Saturday, I'll be doing some Granblue in the midpoint of the day in the afternoon instead of in the evening. Starting out with Ranked, might open up a lobby. We'll see how it goes. And then next week, Sunday, we'll be doing some Minecraft again. So, there we go. Yep, we'll be playing some Crossworlds. I need to buy it. That game is so expensive. But I should get paid between now and Thursday, so I will be able to do that. So, never heard of Crossworlds? Crosswords? Wait, did I misspell it? No, I did it right. No, Sonic Racing Crossworlds is a kart racer with, it's like the spiritual successor, I think, to Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. Kind of, I think. It's the same company, or same dev team that made it. So it's like, it's mostly like Sonic characters in the kart racer, but it's also like other Sega characters as well. I'm not sure exactly who all is in it, but I do know that Hatsune Miku is in it, and I do know that I will be playing her 100% right away, assuming that she's available to pick and doesn't need to be unlocked, in which case I will not be playing her right away until I unlock her, and then I will be playing her. But Crossworlds is fun. You've been playing the heck out of it. I've heard so many good things. Like, everybody who has been playing it, I have heard nothing but good things about, and that it's super, super fun. That's right, Joker's in it. Like, as in, like, Persona Joker, right? So, like, I think, if I remember correctly, the reason it's called Crossworlds is because your, the racing track that you're on will swap to a different world in, you get a Sonic badge on Twitch if you gift a sub to... Oh, wait, really? Well, this Thursday. There you go. You have to beat at least one Grand Prix to unlock her. That sounds easy enough. You have a friend who's a fan of everything Yakuza... Oh, everything Sonic, everything Yakuza, and everything Miku, so he's in heaven. Do you lose your Silk Song one? No. I think you will have a choice. You can only have one badge active at a time, I think, on Twitch. So you just pick which one you want, but you can use more than one, or you can like swap between them. You don't lose them. At the very least, I'm like 99.9% positive you don't. Like, I think if I do like, it won't be visible on like the stream itself, but in chat here, if I just do like test there, yeah, I've got the Super Ultra Combo 2023 badge. I have a handful of badges I could pick between. Actually, I have quite a few that I could pick between. And yeah, you can just cycle through them and pick whichever one you want. So, okay, I'd like that to go away so I can see chat again. There we go. Yeah, you keep all your special badges. So, there's that. Yeah, the reason why it's called Crossworlds is, like, at a certain point on the racing track, the person in front, basically, I think it's the person in front of the race, gets to pick a portal to go through, and whichever portal they pick will take them through to a different racing track. How's it going, Zen? I hope you're doing well. How's it going, Zen? How's it going? Of course, of course. We were doing Granblue chatting earlier. Have you been playing? Got back from a local. Oh, nice. What were you playing? You're exhausted. I imagine. Granblue. Yeah, Granblue. I am correct. It sounds really cool. It sounds really cool. Hi, Marius. How's it going? 2xKO and Strive. You wish your locals hosted Granblue, but it is how it is. You do need to read and run. Need to record some ASMR before bed. Absolutely. Catch up. Please take care of yourself. Please get some rest. Good night. Catch up. Good night. Still kind of on the grind, doing your dailies, but you're focused on learning Galleon because you like to goon. That tracks. Didn't even realize you got deranked by the Vera. You might surely be out of it. I mean, so here's the thing. You took the set 2-1. There is... so what I have done in the past, and maybe this will help, maybe it won't, right? When I've been in that mood, right, where it's like, I am not doing well in ranked at all, right? I'm on a losing streak, it feels bad, but I don't want to stop playing. I want to keep playing. what I have done in the past is I have gotten myself out of the ranked queues because it's like, okay, I'm on a losing streak anyways, right? It's not like this is going well. You're winning, but at what cost? Okay, but still a thought, okay? Don't go to the casual queue because the casual queue's been a mess lately, but go to the online lobbies, right? And just go sit yourself down. Sit yourself down on a setup and play people who stop by, right? Or stop by to open setups and just play. And that way you can still keep on playing to try to like break yourself out of that funk, but you're not continuing the mental spiral that's involved in like the losing streak in ranked, right? Talking about Canali. But yeah, Zen, I've been oh wait, I did see a thing earlier. I just realized. I feel a little bad because I missed this because I saw it and I was like, I'm gonna go back and read this, and then I forgot. But I saw it from Urban. You've been doing your own rank grind in Mecha Break. Had to stop before max rank because you're just not good enough to get there, but you're still very happy with how high you got. There's nothing wrong with taking a break. Nothing wrong at all. And like, especially if the game has, let me see. Sadly, I have to go now. It was really nice meeting me. If you're able to join my stream next time, you'll be like, oh, thank you so much. It's so exciting. Oh my gosh. Thank you again. It's great meeting you, great chatting with you, and I hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you so much. Sleep well. Sleep well. Let me see. Sometimes you take big breaks from games to grind to other games. You love Granblue, but too much will drive you insane. That's legit. It's totally legit. But like when you like taking a break from like when a game has the means to keep playing that in a way that's like not tied to a rank, right? You can take a break from the ranked grind but still keep playing, right? So you're not like stopping the game entirely, but it can be totally legit, totally fine to just kind of back off for a moment and just be like, okay, I'm gonna play a version of this with 0 stakes. Or alternatively, because like sometimes, you know, sometimes the random casual queue is not doing too hot either. Right now, casual queue in Granblue is, I've been noticing, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Has anybody else been noticing who's been playing Granblue who may have gone to the casual queue within the past week that like I'm running into like a lot of people that I think are just AFK queuing to grind levels, I think. I don't really know exactly why somebody would be doing that. Well, I mean, I do. They want like colors and weapons and stuff, but I've run into like a lot of people doing that. Not AFK, just a lot of sweats, which you get at. I mean, that's normal in casual. Which is, you know, ironic given it's supposed to be the casual queue, but you know, it is what it is. Playing a deathmatch in Tekken DBFC Granblue with a friend so you play the game longer. Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to say, was like, sometimes the way to go is just like, hey, like, get out of the random queues entirely, and you know, that's when you can poke friends in community discords, matchmaking stuff, right? Ping a matchmaking channel in like a Discord or something, and just be like, hey, who wants to play, right? Whether that's like grabbing a bunch of people or like pinging a friend individually and just being like, hey, can we do like, I don't know, a first to 10 just for fun, just, you know, just to see if I can break through whatever like rut I'm in, right? Like that can be kind of cozy, especially if you can like get on like a VC with that person and really like just kind of keep it casual, keep it kind of jokey, keep it kind of like friendly. Because I think sometimes what I know on my end, sometimes what I can struggle with in the queues when I don't know the other person is just like, it's very, very easy for me to ascribe judgment. Ascribe judgment maybe sounds wrong. It can be very, very easy for me to assume that my opponent is judging me, which isn't really it's not a good mindset to have. It's a really bad mindset to have, actually, but it's really easy to do, where it's just like, oh man, I lost to this person. They probably think I'm garbage. And it's like, no, probably not. Like, I tend to not think that way about, or at least I try not to think that way about my opponents when I'm playing, right? A lot of times I'm like, oh my gosh, this person's really good. This person is really difficult to beat. I won, but man, that was a good fight. And like, it's probably just as likely that my opponent on the other end is maybe thinking the same thing. Maybe they're not. But also, I don't know that they aren't, and I don't know that they are. So why would I assume one's more likely than the other? I say that as advice, and yet I definitely do it all the time. So, but that's why I'm saying, like, getting into, yo, vegan, hello. So I was saying, like, getting into, like, VC with a friend and just kind of, like, playing some casual friendly games with them on VC where you can kind of banter and kind of like hear each other, or, you know, alternatively, hello over here on Twitch, vegan, where you can just kind of like, or alternatively, especially if there's somebody better than you, or, you know, even equally skilled as you, sometimes you like the outside perspective is still really good to be like, hey, can you give me some pointers for maybe something I might be doing wrong here, or maybe something I could be doing better here, or maybe, like, is there anything you're noticing that I'm doing really well here? Because I think this is a thing that, you know, you have two Bs, you do have two Bs. I think it's very, very easy, and I think this is one of those things where, like, I think I need to do a better job of this on my end too, right? But it's very, very easy for every time we're looking at feedback for how we're doing, the go-to is, hey, tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me what I'm doing badly. Tell me what I'm sucking at. Whereas, I think sometimes there's some value in being like, hey, what did you notice when we were playing that I was very good at? I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing well at? Like, what would you say are my strong points? Because sometimes that's hard for us to see. Anyways, I got off on a major tangent and definitely lost track of chat here. Let me see. Let me see. Not AFK, just a bunch. Yeah, always keep casual as a sandbox. Let's see if this funny haha mix up I learned works. See, that's the thing. Like, casual. I kind of have a similar thing about my stream of ramblings. Well, yeah, but still. I'm ignoring that, Marius. um, that is a thing that, like, I have found frustrating in the past about casual queue, is like, a lot of time casual queue does not feel very casual because, like, matchmaking is very loose in that mode, and therefore, like, it always felt like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna wind up matched against people who are significantly better than me. What the hell? Which is also, in some part, why I kind of viewed ranked for a while as like, yeah, this is where I'm gonna go just to play the game, because I know I'll be matched with somebody at least close to me. I think it's just the nature of how casual, like, it's hard to really make that work. I do wish, to some degree, that games were a little better at their matchmaking systems, even within casuals, because, like, just because I don't want to play ranked doesn't mean that I don't want to, doesn't mean that I don't want to play somebody around my skill level, right? I can want to play without the pressure of ranked points and still want to play somebody that I'm roughly as good at the game as, right? I kind of wish there was a means to really do that in Granblue and in fighting games in general. I guess, to be fair, the way to do that in Granblue would be to go into the online lobbies and find people around your rank. I guess that would be that, but it's still, that's imperfect also, so. But, joke's on me. It's been you on the other end of every match I've ever played, and you know that you're the best Granblue player in the world. Well, congratulations. Oh my gosh, it's the best Granblue player in the world. I've been playing against the best Granblue player in the world this whole time? That's amazing. Oh my gosh. 5-frame avatar by the grace of God. Oh my god. Man, what is with, like, that's, I've noticed a decent amount of, like, 5 to 7 frame games I wind up with in Granblue, even when the, like, ping isn't that bad, which I think generally means that the person on the other end has, like, is not running the game particularly, that their PC is not running the game particularly well. But, let me see here. It's the same sort of concept of looking at logs in WoW. You can see how the pros are playing your spec. Take some hints from them. Evoker was a mystery to you until you did enough research, and then one day it just clicked. That's one of the things that I think is really nice about, like, modern fighting game stuff, is, like, replays being publicly available are kind of nice, because it's like I can go into the replays and be like, okay, how is this Grandmaster Versusia player playing this character? What are they doing that's different from me? Is there something that they're doing that I'm not using? Or is it just a case of, like, I'm doing all the things they're doing, they're just doing it better? And sometimes, like, there have been cases where, like, I've looked at something and been like, okay, what am I missing here? And sometimes replays are very nice for that, for, like, oh, wait, I'm not doing this thing that they're doing. Or I am doing this thing that they're not. Study material. Yeah, exactly. Casual is weird because you'll play an A or S about your skill, and then you'll be playing 7 Master Sweat on his 8th S++ all warming up. I mean, that's to some degree, that is not necessarily a queue problem. That is well, I mean, it is a queue problem, but it's not a matchmaking problem. It's a queue size problem. It's a player count problem at that point. Because, like, when there's just not that many people playing, then there's only gonna be so many people to play against, right? So, but like the what's it? Blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah, we're right now in Granblue, and I think the people who play Granblue who are actively playing right now probably feel this right now. I think Jalen would probably agree, and I think would probably say that he's experiencing it right this second. We are in a low point in the cycle of player counts right now, which is normal in the content cycle with how the game has been going, right? It's been a bit now since Wellness came out. We are almost to the end of the season. Ranked season, not content season. And Meg is anywhere between 1 week and 4 weeks away from releasing. So we have a new character about to drop very soon, very likely coming with a balance patch. So there's a lot of people who just aren't playing right now because they're either like, well, okay, I'm not gonna play until the next balance pass happens, or I'm just gonna wait for the new character. And so, like, when we're that close to it, it's like, yeah, there's people who are just like, I'm just gonna wait. I'm not gonna play until I'm gonna go play other games. Also, like, 2XKO had its, like, beta happen, so a lot of people are off playing that. Strive had Lucy come out more recently, so there's that. And so, yeah, it's just like, there's a lot of reasons why people will move on for the time being. So that affects a lot of things, because when you have smaller player bases, there's less people to matchmake, which means there's only so many people that the queue can pull for you, right? And it's just kind of the way it is. The good news is that, like I said, Meg is anywhere between 1 week and 4 weeks away from releasing. Therefore, very soon, that will change. Because once I am positive, especially once a new character drops, a bunch of people are going to come back to the game, and that'll last for a while. It'll last for probably about a month at least, if not more. That's the fighting game life, though. Exactly. And it happens in every game. It's just that Granblue happens to be relatively niche. It is... Give me Granblue Noelle, right? I'm excited to see what Ilsa's going to be. I'm excited to see what Meg's going to be. I really want to play Meg. I really want to play her. Let me see here. Hang on. I feel like for the next rank session, you should set a goal for yourself to get your main to 100 diamonds at least. That's fair. Or I even just have... So, somebody in... I think it was somebody in the Versusia Accord, like one of the Grandmaster players, I think. It was either one of the higher, like, ranked Master players or one of the Grandmasters, was just like, if they're going to do a rank session, especially, you know, in the Master queue, they will play until they lose 2 sets in a row. If they lose 2 sets in a row, then that's when, you know, they leave the ranked queue. Maybe they go play casual just to kind of, like, shake some stuff off, or maybe they go take a break for a little bit. But, like, once you start feeling that loss streak, start to happen, it can start to affect you. And so that was their, I guess, advice, was like, play the game, go into ranked, go as far as you want to or can, but if you start set yourself, not necessarily setting yourself a goal to hit within the day, right? But set yourself a limit, right? How many losses are you going to be able to handle happening before it starts to get to you? And if you know that in advance, if you can figure that out in advance, and you can just kind of pin that down and be like, okay, I can take 2 losses in a row, 3 losses in a row, maybe you can take 4 losses in a row without it really phasing you, then that's fine, keep going. But as soon as you find that thing where it's like, man, 5 losses in a row, now I'm tilted. Like, if you know that about yourself, if you know that that's going to happen, then that's the point where it's like, okay, pull the plug, get out of the ranked queue, go into the lobbies, go into casual queue, go find a friend to play with, go play something different. Go, like, take a walk. Go do something, like, physically exerting. Just to kind of, like, take a break and reset. And I think the same thing can be true of, like, not master rank queue, but just the ranked queue in general. It's like, how much of this can I have happen before I get tilted off the face of the planet? Once you get tilted, exactly. Like, I have tilt queued before. I've done it a lot, and it's usually not fun. So it's like, it's a thing, right? Watching other players, not necessarily high and top level, and their replays against characters you yourself struggle with that they do better against is great. Yes. Very true. Used to do that when you were in a fight, used to do that when you were a fighting game player in a Street Fighter 6 with dual Kevin and Big Burst with Shade replays. Definitely a dry period right now, yes. See, Jalen, you got this. But, also, it's okay to take breaks. Even still, right? You're building momentum. You are, and that's great. But if the games are getting to you, you can back off for a bit. It'll still be there tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after, and the day after that. I think there's some top-level thought processes and fundamental concepts that watching high level of any game is not as helpful as watching a rank or few below the top. Yeah, no, that's fair. I think what I'm talking about is less decision making and more kit usage, right? Especially if you're not as comfortable with the character yet. Like, if there's a particular tool that they have where it's like, I don't know when I would use this, then you can look at some higher level players and go like, oh, that's what they're using this for. That might be what I should be trying to think of this tool as. So, like, for example, I guess, okay, I'm playing Zoe in, like, the S++ ranked. I don't utilize her little lightning strike very well. It's not a very good projectile in neutral. That's because it's not really a tool that's for that. And, like, watching other people play her and going like, okay, hang on, they're using this for pressure in wake-up situations because you can hold the button and kind of time when it's gonna hit, right? So, like, seeing other people use that was like, oh, that's what I'm missing. That's why this seems like a bad tool. It's not. It's just a hard tool to use. Unless an EMP goes off and fries off setups, then it's not there the next day. Okay, sure. hypothetically speaking, a lot of things could happen. Hypothetically speaking, we could all, like, a meteor could strike the Earth tomorrow, and then, okay. But also, I think if that happens, I probably have bigger concerns than whether or not I got a character to master rank in Granblue. So, you know. My point being, there's no rush. You will say there's a fine line between staying tilted and using that frustration and locking the fuck in. You and your friends have made some insane comebacks when you've been getting your faces pushed in. I mean, that's why I said knowing it's important to know your own mental state and your own temperament, I guess. And that's why I said earlier, it's like, if you can identify the, like, if you can identify the threshold for yourself, that's an important detail, right? So, like, I know for me, right, losing in general is not typically the biggest deal on its own. Losing multiple times in a row can be really frustrating for me. When it gets above, like, and I think that was this, like, Grandmaster is, like, point, right? Is, like, they know for themselves, if they lose 2 sets in a row, especially if they're 0-2, right? That for them is the point at which they know they are likely to get tilted. And so because of that, that's when they stop. Because it's like, there's not going to be anything good out of this, right? I'm not going to suddenly miraculously turn this around, or if I do, I'm probably not necessarily going to have my mental state recover enough to get out of the spiral, and it's likely to just keep happening, right? But not everybody's like that, right? Maybe you are the kind of person who can lose 3 times in a row, and so long as you can win the next 5, you know, that's fine, right? You're then suddenly... Also, like, by losing, I don't necessarily mean losing at all. Like, when in the context of this, when we're talking about losing, we're talking about losing a set, right? You can win a set, and it can be 1-2, right? Or 2-1, or whatever you want to call that, right? Like, that's not a loss, right? You did lose a part of that set, but you won the set. So, like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like, either, you know, 1-2s or 0-2s, right? Where you are losing the set outright, and sometimes losing the set very badly. If I have that happen to me, you know, I would say if it happens to me twice in a row, I start feeling a little frustrated. And at that point, if we hit that 3rd, that's when I think I probably do start to tilt a little. It's a little different when I'm on stream because I have you guys to banter with, and I think that makes a big difference. But when I'm by myself, right, that's when it can kind of get a little easy to get tilted. Thank you so much for the lyric support, Chris. Pickaxe, I appreciate it. So that's sort of the thing. So it's like, at that point, what I have done before is, like, especially if I hit the point late, like, I've started trying to do this with, I mean, last week I didn't really play very much because I was sick, but, like, a couple weeks ago, I just, like, because this was another, like, piece of advice, too. I'm like, that actually sounds really good. Sounds like a good call. But it's like, if I get to the point where I get tilted to the point where I, like, actually start feeling myself getting angry, right? Which happens. I know, like, I've talked about this before, that, like, I tend to not get, like, visibly angry on stream when I'm playing, because I put a lot of effort into trying to keep that in check when I'm on stream, because it's not fun to watch, right? But it does happen when I'm off stream, where it's like, where I'm just like, this is like either because of like lag happening, or because of a particular matchup that I'm really bad at, or something, I screwed something up really badly and it cost me the set, and it's like, oh my god, what the hell? Like, actually starting to get a little heated kind of thing. I'm just like, okay, turning off the game for the moment, getting up, hopping on the treadmill, and I'm just gonna walk or run or whatever, like, for 10 minutes, right? Just quick 10 minutes, not very long, but 10 minutes, you know, and just being like, yeah, that adrenaline that I'm starting to feel, right, that rising kind of like frustration and anger, go ahead and like get that out of my system by doing something physical, right? Something physical that is productive rather than like destructive, right? You don't want to do anything destructive physically, like that's not what I'm advocating, but like, you know, going for a walk, you know, hopping on a bike, I don't know, walking around the neighborhood, walking around your backyard or something like that. We happen to have access to a treadmill, so like I hop on the treadmill and I just walk on the treadmill for like 10 minutes, and then if I've cooled off, then it's like, okay, we can try it again. Or maybe at that point, because I've, you know, taken that 10 minutes, I'm like, actually, I don't feel that, because like that is like, that's part of the difficult part with it, right? Is that like you have that moment of like, I am angry. I'm very angry. But because I'm very angry and my adrenaline is like up here, my instinct is, no, I have to get back in. I have to get back in because I have to end on a win. I have to end on a win. I can't end on a loss. I have to end on a win. I have to get back in there. And that's the adrenaline. So when, you know, doing something to get that adrenaline out of my system, at that point, I might have that space and be like, actually, I can take a break. I don't need to get right back in there. I can wait a little bit. It's fine. Or maybe not. Maybe I am like, oh yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better. Let's give it another try. You know? Let me see here. A Mecha Break example. Your main has a grapple that makes the enemy see your team as allies and their own as enemies. You can also use it to take points from a distance, but you only have so many charges. You need to know what the best is. Yeah. You're delusional. You'll make a comeback. If you make a comeback, your adrenaline is pumping. Let's go again. I mean, adrenaline is not always a bad thing. It's adrenaline tied with tilt that starts to get rough, I think. Used to have really bad anger issues in fighting games, lots of personal growth. Yeah, for sure. The thing that always sets you off are the matches that you feel like you should win, that you end up losing, either because of a misplay on your part or misreading your opponent's offense. Which is why characters like Abel and Slayer piss you off. I understand. I completely understand. Oh my god. The freaking run up SSBA grab on Abel tilts me off the face of the planet. It's just like, no. You know, you get it. Random 12 a.m. fairy. Hang in there, Jalen. I believe in you. You don't care if he's bad. You don't want to fight Nabily ever. Here's the thing. Avatar Belial is a misunderstood character, I think. Is he low tier? Yes. But I think people see quote-unquote low tier and think that means, yeah, Have a good one while running. Sleep well. Sleep well. I think people look at, oh, Avatar Belial is, low tier / bottom tier / whatever you want to call him, and decide that means that, oh, because he's low tier, that means that everything he has is bad. That is not what that means. That is not at all what that means. Like, he is low tier because he's really volatile, right? He's got some very good things, right? Like, there's some very, very good things about him. However, he also does damage to himself when he does some of his stuff, and he's a low health character. That inevitably makes him a very volatile character. You have to not make mistakes as an Able, as an Avatar Belial, in order to keep control of the match. And a lot of characters who are not low tier don't have to worry about that. That is what makes Avatar Belial low tier, not being a universally bad character. That's the thing, especially in Granblue, which is not that bad. Granblue's balance is pretty decent. It's not as decent. It's not the best it's ever been. It used to be more balanced. It's a little bit less balanced now. It's still very balanced. So, I do think there is a tendency for people to look at lower tier characters, right? To be like, oh my gosh, Anila is bottom tier. Therefore, everything about her is awful. That's not true. It's not true, and it's not real, right? She's got... Now, does that mean that she secretly has a good kid? No, right? She is still lacking in a lot of places, but some of what she has is genuinely really good, right? And if you don't know how to play against her, you're probably still going to struggle. And a good player can still take any of these low tier characters and still do really well with them. So it's yeah. Anyways, I've had this rant before, but I do feel like there tends to be a lot of hyperbole in fighting game discourse in general, but also Granblue character discourse in specific, where it's and maybe I just notice it more in Granblue because that's the game I play, right? But where people will talk about characters in extremely hyperbolic ways. The top tiers are unbeatable monsters that, should never ever lose a match, and the bottom tiers are actual unplayable garbage, completely unusable, completely useless, completely never gonna win a match. And it's neither one of those things is true in this game. Not even close. So the gap between a top tier in Granblue and a bottom tier in Granblue is wide, but it is not remotely close to actual massive power imbalances in other games. It's just not a very fun matchup for you. The best way to fight him is for you to turtle until you find an opening. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of about right. You have to be very patient against Avatar Belial. He wants you to be reckless. He wants you to be reckless. That's the thing. Avatar Belial wants you to be reckless when fighting him, because if you are reckless while fighting him, suddenly you are now as volatile as he is, which means he's gonna win, because he wins that situation in that case. You have to be very careful fighting him. People see anything ranked low on a tier list and assume it's bad. Yeah, that's normal. People don't know true terror till they fought day one near Siegfried, and if including vanilla Belial. I mean, for Susie, a patch Belial was like pretty rough to deal with. But also vanilla, yeah. I mean, even, like, here's the thing. Even, like, I don't know, maybe this is, like, I don't think this is that hot of a take, but maybe it is. I don't even launch near was not that bad. Like, was she busted? Yeah, she was. Was she the clear top one? Yes, she was. Was she way too strong with weaknesses that did not function? Yes, it's very true. She wasn't that brokenly broken, like that overwhelmingly broken in term, because like it's not like other characters weren't viable because she existed, right? Other characters were still being played, right? It's not like tournaments were nothing but like, you know, a bunch of Nier players against each other, right? It wasn't the case. Again, I'm not for a second saying she was not broken. She was, right? Very, very much she was. But like, I'm saying, what I'm talking about is like in the grand scheme of things, right? Talking about fighting game balance and like overwhelmingly busted top ones, Nier was bad, but not that bad. And I'm gonna say it, the same thing was also true of launch Beatrix. Was she busted? Yes. Was she in need of toning down? Yeah. Was she like horrifyingly broken in like relative to like the larger discussion when it comes to broken fighting game characters? Nah. Mm-mm. She was okay. Like, that's not the same as me saying she didn't need to be toned down. Not the same as me saying she was not as me saying that she wasn't obviously way too strong and obviously broken and really shouldn't have released in that state. However, again, it's just like the game was still functional, right? Like, maybe it's because maybe my perspective on this is like I was around for like Dragon Ball FighterZ Lab Code 21 launching and her suddenly becoming a mandatory pick on every team, right? Like that. And I liked Lab Code. I played Lab Code, but that was like ungodly broken. From what I understand, Luke at the end of Street Fighter V was kind of similar, where it was just like you just suddenly saw like a buttload of Lukes because it was like you were opting to lose a tournament by not playing him. And it was just like, oh, okay. Like those kinds of things where it's just like, no, you are choosing to lose the game by not playing this character. That's when you're in a state where it's that bad. Granblue has not had a character like that at all, ever, at any point. They just haven't. Like, again, I don't want to be misunderstood. I'm not saying that the characters that were you know, clearly in need of nerfing and clearly way too strong on release, like, I'm not saying that those didn't exist. I'm not saying that they weren't those. Just that, like, we were, like, we haven't had a character that busted in the game at any point in the game's lifespan yet. It just hasn't happened. And I hope it doesn't. I really hope it doesn't. That would be bad. It's bad for a game when that happens. It hasn't happened in Granblue yet. Let me see here. If you were to look up our current Hurricane DPS rankings, you would see that Evoker are at the bottom. We main an Evoker, and it's very rare for people to out-damage you. Evoker. Is Evoker a new class? Or a new spec? because I don't know what Evoker is now that I'm, like, seeing that name. Streets don't know about Villain of Belial. True horror. Most of it is sheer mental strain of the matchup gives to most people being... Oh, yeah, no. Like, Nier was busted. Like, the biggest problem with Nier at launch was, like, she got absurd damage from anything, and her weaknesses didn't matter. Like... New class rage combo they're trying to... Oh, I see. We live in an age where patches are very common now. Don't know what happened with DBFC balance past the tail end of this lifespan. Yeah, no. There was a point at which they just stopped caring. Clearly, pretty clearly. There's a point which is they just stopped caring entirely. Like, so it was just like, yeah, all right. I'm very, very convinced of that. That they wanted to keep putting out content patches for a bit to keep the game alive, but they didn't care enough about keeping it healthy to really put real thought into those balance patches, and so they just did stuff for the sake of doing stuff, and it was like, people like when their characters are broken, right? Let's just make everybody broken. And it was just like, oh, okay. But yeah, no, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not for a second saying that, like, Nier wasn't, like, utterly busted at launch. She was. I think Nier, at her core, is probably not, Nier, at her core, kind of failed as a design. And I think that's still true. I think the fact that she went from, like, obvious top 1, stayed obvious top 1 through several rounds of nerfs until suddenly she dropped all the way down to the bottom. It's just like, when you have a character that can only be top 1 or bottom 1, that character's not designed very well. Which is part of why I have a feeling, I have a hunch, and maybe I'm wrong, but I have a very strong hunch that Nier is on the short list for another EX, for being one of the next characters to get an EX version of themselves, because I have a feeling that the fact that they've been very, very careful to do anything with her in the last several patches. Like, they've given her a couple things here and there, but, like, they've been really careful to not give her much. I think they know that it's really hard to buff her without putting her right back up at top. And I think it's much more likely that they just try to use the EX concept to be like, okay, let's just redesign this character from the ground up. I guess for the people who aren't Granblue players, the context there is in the last patch for Granblue, they introduced the concept that they were going to start introducing EX versions of characters, which were basically characters that already existed in the game, just an alternate version of them with different toolkits, basically. So we've got 3 of them so far, and they didn't say they were going to do more, but it seems pretty strongly implied that they're going to do more, so. Wolverine and Bone Claw Wolverine. Yeah, basically. You hope they make EX Fairy super unga for no reason. You like her design, you just don't care for zoning. I think Fairy is tricky because Fairy also spent a while in vanilla at, like, super busted status also, so, like, I don't know. I could see maybe a mid-range rushdown version of Fairy, maybe, where, like, the ghosts aren't really utilized so much, but you just have, like, the big normals off of her whip. So, like, take the zoning stuff away and give her some more, like, shorter range tools instead. I don't know. It could be interesting. I don't know the Fairy... My guess, and this is just my guess, right? But I if it were me, right? If I was the one picking well, first off, I mean, outside of like picking my favorite characters, right? But if it were me, I would say that the smart thing to do would be for them to take the characters that are harder for them to balance, and in either direction, I think. But well, maybe not in either direction, actually. The characters on the bottom that are harder to balance, like taking those characters and doing something else with them, right? So like, sorry, a lot of what you're saying is no, not at all. No, absolutely do not apologize for that, Urban. I think you having, I worry sometimes I get a little too niche with this, where like only people who know what I'm talking about can relate to what I'm talking about. So like having the outside examples to like also be like, oh yeah, no, this also tracks, right? Like I think that's perfect. Like, please don't apologize for that. I'm very happy that you're doing it. But like the what was I saying? The characters that are, you know, lower down, that are harder to balance. So I think like Nier, Anilla, Vakala, maybe, like the characters that are kind of seen as like the less effective ones right now, that where the concerns are sort of like, well, do these characters become broken if you try to buff them as they are, right? With Nier, that's definitely a thing. With Vakala, I think that's also definitely a thing. With Anilla, it's questionable, but, you know, she might also be one of those, so. Grimnir, probably. He's a character you never know if he got buffed or nerfed. Let's leave it for smarter people to summarize it. Grimnir is still really good, is the thing. Like, Grimnir is another one of those characters who I think can either be really good or really bad. Like, he's been nerfed consistently in the past 5 patches, and he's still top tier. Like, when you have a character like that, I think that is, that's usually a sign that they're designed in such a way. Like, I think Beatrix is another one of those characters. I think Beatrix can either be really good or really bad. Because, like, she's also been nerfed consistently over the past, for 3 or 4 patches, including a hotfix, which is the only character that's gotten a hotfix nerfed in the course of the game, which I still think was an interesting choice. She wasn't even definitive top 1 at the time when that happened. So, like, I kind of question why that one was necessary, but, like, not that I think the nerfs weren't necessary, it was more the emergency status of it. But in any case, Beatrix is still top tier after being nerfed consistently. I mean, she's still really good, is the thing. Like, Beatrix is still... A lot of it, like, has to be the fact that Beatrix was so close to Evo. Maybe, but, like, Nier was still top 1 at the time. Like, 6B isn't top 8 would have been a PR disaster. Would it have happened, though, is the thing. I don't know that it was a given that it was gonna happen. Like, I think everybody assumed that was happening, and yet, like, I think we had tournaments occur, like, not majors, but there were tournaments occurring where Beatrix was not, like, every character being played. Like, you still had Nier there, you still had Siegfried there, you still had Belial, like, you still had all these other characters. I just don't know that it was gonna happen. So, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but, and it's a very, like, at this point, kind of a very silly what if, right? Because, like, is sort of whatever. Who can really say, but you heard there was a crap ton of bison during Street Fighter 6's run. Street Fighter 6 is not as well balanced as Granblue. Like, straight up, Street Fighter 6 is not as well balanced. But, like, I don't know. It was like, because I think, that's the thing, I think the Versusia patch hit before Evo even came out, though, too. So it's like, like, it's not like the balance patch wasn't going to hit before Evo. Or maybe it didn't, I don't know, but, like, I think people got really hyperbolic about that one in particular, and you play both Street Fighter 6 and Granblue and Good Lord, yeah. Like, that's the thing. Like, I think people don't grasp. Oh my, what? Oh my god. Raid message unavailable. Ah, Minari. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, want this fierce? That is a lot of raiders, it sure is. Hello, Minari, how are you doing? How is your stream? Thank you so much for the follows. Let me see. Yansef Monk, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. Welcome in. Hello, everybody. How was your stream, Minari? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Hello, everybody who just came in with Minari's raid. If you are not familiar with me, my name is Sucrose Hideshigaki, also known as Sucrose Collision. I'm a grizzly bear VTuber and a variety streamer, and I mostly focus on retro-style content when I'm not doing ASMR. I do also have a side focus in fighting games, which is what we were currently yapping about, actually. But you got raided by Rabo? Yeah, it happens. It happens. But yes, everybody here, Colliders, you guys are probably familiar with Minari. She stopped by a lot. But if you're not familiar with her, she is an amazing ASMR artist. I love her streams so much. They're so very, very cozy. Get lots of tingles off of her. But, please go check her out. She's awesome. Also, Minari, if you need to raid and run, I completely understand. Please take care of yourself post-stream. But if you do want to hang out, I'm not going to be going for too much longer, but I will stick around for a bit. We're mid-conversation in any case, and also, you know, want to be able to entertain the people you're dropping off with me for the raid. I appreciate it very, very much. So, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, so, normally, my stream is retro-style content, JRPGs, platformers, Metroidvanias, stuff along those lines. Sometimes some fighting games. No, you're fine, you're fine. And then on Sunday nights, we do cozier content. Sometimes either cozy gaming or full ASMR streams like tonight. If you are interested in the triggers I can provide, exclamation point triggers will bring that up. Also, Minari, if you have a particular trigger you would like to request, please let me know. Don't worry about channel points, just tell me in the chat. I'd be happy to do that for you as a thank you for the raid. I really do appreciate it very, very much. Mostly on my ASMR streams, I do have like audio triggers that I do occasionally. I do some of the more standard stuff. But what tends to happen is I get off on tangents and get distracted and then just yap forever, and that tends to be the streams. So from what people have told me, it's still pretty cozy though, and still fun with whatever. You made sure there's futures clips. Yeah, okay. I think I can probably, do I have the means to show that on here? Let me see. So I don't normally do the clips on ASMR streams just because they can, when they're not from ASMR streamers, they tend to be pretty loud. But you are an ASMR streamer. Give me 1 second. Let me see here. I think if I go here, I can probably grab this. Give me 1 second because I do want to do it. I'll just need to turn my desktop audio back on briefly. So to be very careful with making sure that I don't leave it for too long. Let me go ahead and copy that. And then I need this one. Nope. There it is. Okay, so if I come here, and if I just paste it here, I think. That should work. Refresh that. Okay. And let's see. There we go. Nope, too late. I'm doing it. Hee hee. Let's see. Oh, that was maybe a little loud.
You want to see more accurate Nina? I'll show you more accurate Nina. Should I start like...
This is what the world is watching.
Oh gosh, was that too loud? I hope not. There we go. Thank you so much for the raid, Mina. Normally I have the desktop audio turned off. Wasn't too bad or anything. Normally I have my my desktop audio turned off for the ASMR streams because alerts can be loud sometimes and people are using this to relax and wind down and sometimes to sleep. So hopefully that wasn't too bad. And if it was, I very much apologize. But yes, please go check out Mina. She's amazing. Very amazing. And thank you so much again for the raid, Minari. But yeah, let me see here. You're fine with whatever in terms of redeeming, or in terms of a trigger, huh? Let me see. What can I do here? What should I do, chat? What should I do? Tell you what. The first thing that somebody in chat just shouts out in chat in terms of triggers. The first thing somebody shouts in the chat, I will take as Minari's. Well, I should give her a good. I'll do both. I will do both. Take that. Coconut trees. Coconut trees. Hello over there on YouTube. Welcome in. Coconut trees. Minari V is a very, very good girl in a coconut tree. Such a good coconut tree. Such a very, very good girl. Oh my gosh, anyways. Such a good girl. Good girl, Minari. You're such a very good girl. Your streams are amazing. So very cozy. You bring so many awesome, cozy vibes and tingly times to your viewers. And I think you put a ton of work into them. And you're a very, very good girl. And I am sure your community would agree with me. And something coconut tree. Coconut. Great to meet you, though. Oh, thank you so much. Is it Mad Majide? Am I pronouncing that correctly? I hope. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the chat over there on YouTube. Sucrose praising Minari, the crossover of the century. It happens. Just means I have to get it back from her when I'm in her streams next. So, screw Uma Musume, you can have coconut Musume. Let me see here. Let me see. If there's one thing you've learned from your years of gaming is that buffs are nice when they happen, but nerfs have never made you stop playing a character. As long as you understand the character, they will be viable after the nerfs. I think that's mostly true. I think there is, I know the no nerfs only buffs thing, well, first off, was a misreading of that particular video, right? But the buffs over nerfs thing was a thing, right? But I do think that buffs, nerfs in a vacuum, neither one is better than the other. It's much more a case of are the changes well thought out? Do the changes make sense? Were they done with intention? It's a really messy process. Exactly. I think changes to characters made with intention and well thought out, generally speaking, are going to work out okay. That's not always going to be the case. It's way more complicated than that. Sometimes you tweak one thing by a teeny amount, and you wind up kind of having a domino effect that you weren't expecting, right? It's part of why testing is really important, but sometimes you can't test literally everything. Sometimes some things are going to slip through. This last Granblue patch had quite a few things that were like that, where it was like, hey, we made this change for this reason. We thought that Percival's flame carpet was too oppressive in the corner, so we've made it so that you can brave counter it. That's amazing. That's great. Now it'll be less oppressive and it'll have some more counterplay. Wait, what do you mean it made it better for him? Because it's extremely easy for him to just take one step back, and now suddenly it's become a very, very easy brave counter bait, and now suddenly his pressure is even more cracked than it was. Uh-oh. Whoopsie. To some degree, you can have misfires like that and not break your game, right? It's fine. It's still fine. Percival's not busted. I mean, he's a little busted, but he's not, busted. It's fine. But more the point that, sometimes, stuff can misfire. Random 1 a.m. VHX, you're gonna cry. Jalen. You've been saying stuff like this all night long, and then you keep checking in 5 minutes later, and it's oh, by the way, I'm 2 ranks higher now. So, I'm starting to not believe you. You're right there, quite literally at the end of the run. I can't make that voice. What? What voice? I don't know what you're talking about. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's streaming. It's supposed to make you all ha 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 hee hee. I don't know. ASMR can be funny. It can be funny. You can have funny ASMR. You can have silly ASMR. You can have goofy goober ASMR. All of that said, we are approaching New Redeem Mancros. Wait, I'm sorry. Wait a second. Alright, whatever. No. No. No, no, no. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Anyways, like I was saying, it is almost 12:30. I have work in the morning. I think a lot of you probably also do too. Maybe not all of you, but some of you for sure. And, I think it might be time. I do realize we did just have a raid come in here fairly recently. Have a great one. Thank you so much, Minari. We did just have a raid come in here recently, but it's okay. It means I can pass you along to another awesome ASMR artist. Let me see here. Who is out and about right now? Let me see. Who have we not raided recently? Ooh, we might have somebody. Let me take a look. So, our normal friends out there are all people we've raided recently, which is not a problem. I do attempt to try to spread the love around. So I'm taking a quick look at the category here just to see. Just to see who is out there right now. Weird question, how would I feel about singing a lullaby at the end of the stream with Redeem? I'd feel fine about that, I think. What did you have in mind? Obviously depends on how well I know it, I guess. You didn't? You just had the idea. I see. Yeah, I don't mind it. Sorry, I know I'm making a lot of random noises here as I'm looking through the raid list. It'll just be a moment while I work on picking a target. Let me see here. I did see a couple new people that we might want to go say hello to. Especially, I'm especially looking for people who are not super high up on view count already, because I would like to pass along, Minari came in here and brought a bunch of friends with. I would like to pass that along to somebody who might not normally get those kinds of views. So I think that would be nice. Just tricky, because ASMR tends to be a pretty stacked category. So, but that's okay. I'm sure we'll find somebody. I think I did find somebody here. Let me see. There's somebody here. Let's see. There's somebody reading Alice in Wonderland, which sounds kind of delightful. They're on a marathon. They're also super cute. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. I'm gonna send you guys off to a reading stream. ASMR reading, of course. Alice in Wonderland. It's a very fun story. So let's do it. Let's go pay them a visit. Also, I'd like to get to know them. I think they look cute. They look wholesome. Let's go say hello. Let's go make a new friend. So, I'm going to start this up. There we are. Let's go say hello to Griffin. Is it Griffin Enfield, probably? So those coming with me on this raid, we do have a raid message. If you're subscribed and have access to the emotes, it is this. If you're not subscribed, I've got you covered with this one instead. So please feel free to use either one of these as we raid into Griffin. Let me pull this up real quick here. That is the wrong thing. There it is. Is a preview of next week's schedule that will be up on the Discord and Blue Sky and YouTube tomorrow. But I will be back on Wednesday for some more Silk Song. So I will be seeing you guys then. That'll be a lot of fun. Been enjoying that playthrough quite a bit. And until then, you guys, I hope you all have a great rest of your night and a wonderful start to your weekend. Sorry, not your weekend, your week. And I will see you next time. Sleep tight, chat. Have a wonderful night. Good night, chat. Hang tight for that raid.